Yo, what's going on? It's your man Hans Nobi, episode 13 of Capitalism and Art. We're about to get right into it, get real jiggy. It is October 21st, 2:05 p.m. here in New York City, and let's vibe out just a little bit. I want to play something a little different, man. Let's see what I got. If I can play something. Nah. Not that kind of vibe. Let's do this. Roll with me for a moment, man. Alrighty, I got my mic turned up, ignorant levels. Let's get into it, man. This is actually an episode I've been kind of waiting to do for like a long time. I'm gonna keep it $1.50 with you, mainly because of one of the main reasons is because how do I put it this is a question that I have asked myself for years. And the reason why I started asking myself this question was because I wanted to know what I was getting involved with. So I'll kind of give you a background story and then we can kind of dive into some things here. So the reason why I asked this question is because I decided to get involved in a business in 2007. And basically what happened was I just kind of just started selling CDs as an artist. So I had released like my album. I called it like Burn on My Light. And I was selling them for $3 a pop. And I started, the reason I remember the date is because I kept referencing it in a song, and I kept saying January 21st, 07 was the beginning of me doing this. So I started selling CDs January 21st, 2007, and by April, right? April, May. By May, I had made like 900. No, I'm sorry. No, it was by April. I made $900, which means I sold either close or either close to 300 or just underneath 300 copies of my album. And this is back at Texas State University. And so I said, okay, cool. I think this is something I want to do. But I just remember people kept saying things like, oh, the business is shady, this, that, and the third, and whatever. And then somebody said, it was actually Ray C. Shout out to Ray C. He said, there isn't that much money in the business that people think. And he was a radio personality in San Antonio. And I think it was a freaking Rican is who he was running with. But anyway, I wanted to know. So this is the question that I've always asked, like, how much money is really in the music business? Because my first degree was in economics, and so we talk about the trickle down effect all the time in forecasting. But if you think about it, if the top holds, let's say, 60% of the market share, and let's say, for instance, we'll give an example. If the industry's worth $10 billion and 60% of it's held by the majority, and they have $6 billion, that means that's $4 billion out there for people to actually tap into. And then you start going through the different tiers. So if tier 1 has $6 billion, and let's say tier 2 has like $2 billion, but then tier 3 has like 1.5, and then tier 4 has 0.5, which is 500 million, then you got to see, okay, cool. If I'm tapping into tier 4, maybe even 5, how much money is really available? And I can sort of give you a gauge for what you're about to get involved with as far as like the market. So if you're an artist and you're not aware how much money is there, then you need to, the good thing, even as a producer, you want to think about, okay, if this much money is held by this much if this much money is there, and these people, powerhouses, have this much of the market, and then we go through the tiers, well, how much money really is available for me if I'm planning on touring or selling beats or selling production services or whatever else. You start asking those questions, you get a better picture of what it is that you are trying to accomplish, or at least you could say, okay, cool, maybe it may be worth to get in this business, or I may need to look at other ways to create different streams of income. Because if my focus is here and I'm only able to get this much of the pie, then my aspirations for my cost of living is here, then I may need to start looking elsewhere. You can get kind of deep with it, but this is something that I always ask. So the reason why this came up was, let's see, where is it? So let me dive into this. This Billboard magazine. Let me get right to it. I'm gonna take too much of your time. I say that, then it wind up being a whole hour, right? Let's see. Oh, also, if you are a voting member for the Grammy, a new name for my love for your consideration for a spoken word album of the year. I tap into that a little later, but let's get into what you're here for. So let me skip all this. Was this it? Yes, this is it. So, okay, here we go. So let's actually dive right into this. Right? So, I was reading Billboard Business, and I was taking just taking a quick glance as far as like the top people, how much money that they're actually making. I want to make sure I'm missing nobody. How much money the top dogs are really making in the business. And so I was looking at, BMG, Concord, and whatever else, and I'm looking at the revenue, and then I'm looking at the valuation, right? And so I believe Google, Google says, how much is the music industry worth? Yeah, so I looked it up already. And it says that the music industry in 2018 The total revenue was 53.77 billion. Now, at first glance, you're looking at this, you're like, okay, cool. So there's a lot of money in the business. I kind of want to scale that up for you. So let me do this. Let's say the tech industry. And I'll tell you the reason why I'm doing this. Okay, so the U.S. tech industry market alone. So that's not including India. Well, I'm sorry, my apologies. That's not including all of Asia, Europe, some of the places coming out of Africa with Nigeria and Kenya. This is just the U.S. market alone. That means from Maine to California, and if you want to throw in Alaska and Hawaii, definitely can. But in the U.S. market alone, it's 1.6 trillion. Okay, you don't have to do the math, but just think about it. 1.6 trillion is way more than 55 billion. Okay, so look at other markets. Let's say the pharmaceutical, especially now with the vaccines. As the end of 2020, the total global pharmaceutical market was valued at 1.27 trillion. Right, so you can kind of get exactly what I'm getting at. So if you look back at these scam calls, it's outrageous. So if you look back at the music industry, 53.77, you start to see like, oh, okay, so there's a lot of money in it, but there really isn't as much money in it as I thought. Okay. So now that we got that compared to other markets, okay, cool, but it's a lot of money. So I said, okay, so why is it so hard for artists nowadays? Or why is everyone scrambling to make money? I started doing something like this. You may have heard of this company called Universal Music Group, right? They are the largest music label on the planet. In fact, let's see, market share. And also let me preface this. You're speaking to someone, or rather you're listening to someone that has a background in economics and business management. I have a degree in economics and business management. So my mind is geared toward this. And this kind of goes to, I guess, this whole thing about artists not knowing the business as well. So let me step back a little bit and let me kind of dive into that. So I kind of had to ask for forgiveness here a little bit. And the reason why is because the reason why I had an interest in the music business so early was because when I got involved with it, when I got involved with it in college, I was going for essentially my second degree. I was going for business management, and so my mind was already conditioned to think about things. Think about it. I was going to McCoy College of Business, and I was already thinking about finance, accounting, marketing, logistics, business, statistics, management, human resources, and everything. So I was constantly in that environment, and then I would leave that building and then go to a hip hop Congress meeting. So now we're talking about the art. And then I would go back to my dorm, and then I was saying at College Inn. So there was my boy Daryl, who could sing, rap, and produce, and then Darren, who could produce and make fire beats, right? And then we had Cameron, who was a semi-pro gamer. But I was constantly in an environment where I was being conditioned to focus on the capitalism and art. Hence the name of the show. So before I ever went on tour, before I got an LLC, or even before I even got a DBA or did anything in general, I was already conditioned to think like this. And so it's not really fair for me to expect other artists to think like that. So I do apologize for that. But we're here now. And so if I can do anything, is at least some sort of breadcrumbs where you can at least see how my mind works. So when I talk to some of you guys in my DMs, whether that's on Instagram or Twitter or even Facebook, because some of you guys hit me up there, you can see where my mind is going. So I think at a very high level, and I can go very in depth. And I know that there have been times where I've been in meetings with certain people, and I've lost them because I started talking over their head. It wasn't on purpose. It's just that this is where my mind goes. I'm always thinking about this. As much as I think about practicing the piano, getting better at mixes, and getting better at sound design and finding different, how to find, keys to sample of my ears. As much as I do all that, I'm constantly trying to figure out what's going on with the marketplace so that way I can make money. I shouldn't expect everyone else to think like that, but if you're looking to make a living doing this, and I'm talking about, I'm not talking about like I'm talking about making like at least 5 figures a year, you're going to have to start thinking like this, like for real, for real. So if I can give anything, if I can do anything, it just put out these videos that are getting like, for right now, like 5 to 6 views a video, sometimes 10 if they're really popping. At least I'm putting out some information to where you can go back, whether it's 2022, 23, 24, 25, or 2030, you can at least go back and go, okay, cool, this guy gave some information, because it may be outdated, but at least you can go, okay, cool, this is how I need to think. So I say all that to say this. Someone told me that UMG owned most of the market share for music, and so I Googled it. Now this, I've heard different numbers, but this one is saying, this is from TopTall.com, whoever they are, saying that Universal Music Group owns 32% of the market share, and Sony owns 20, Warner Music owns 16, and hold a 68% share of the music recording market. Right, so that if we're looking at the numbers, so yeah, the 68. So the top three, UMG, Sony, and Warner own. So that means 68% is owned by the top three, which means that 32% are not owned by the top three. So if we had to guess, let's see, indie music market share. I probably didn't have a number for this. We probably have to guess. So according to Hypebot.com, independent labels and artists direct both strongly overperformed in the market, collectively growing at 27% and thus increasing their combined streaming market share at 31.5%. Okay, so 31.5% in comparison to the majors is not that bad. So that means that you can make money in this business. TJ, what's good, man? Let me know, and also TJ, let me know in the comments. Like, I'm freestyling this one a little bit, but let me know if there's anything you want to know. You can feel free to ask. But what I want to say here is, if you are looking to make money, then it looks like you can. So I bring that up to bring this up. So if you look here, BMG made 707 million. Right, Concord made 500 mil. Primary Wave, Sony, you can see 6.3 bill, and so on and so forth, and everything. And so, looking at these numbers, let me go back. So looking at these numbers, right, you can see that if you're an independent looking to make money, you're competing now with more indie labels. I think I read somewhere, and I can't find it, because I'm always trying to like prep the content so I can give you my reference point. But I think I saw somewhere that they have, I think the Library of Congress registered, and I could be wrong. I could be wrong in regards to reference point, but basically, there was a stat that came out that they have registered 200 LLCs stating that they are in the music business. So, last year, it was either 2020 or 2019, 200 LLCs popped up saying that they're in the music business. So that means there's 200 other companies, let's say, every year, right? So that means since then, if we're talking about 2020, we're now looking at 400. We're looking at 2019, we're now looking at 600 businesses that are in the market share. Now, I'm not saying all that to scare you, but I just want you to see exactly, because here's the thing. There has to be a reason why it's hard to make money in this business. It's not just so simple as, oh, it's hard to find fans, even though that what you're looking at is the effect of something. You're not looking at the cause. The reason why it's harder to find fans is because if someone walks out the door, think about it. If you're here in New York, if you walk out and let's say you're on 147th and, well, no, what's a good place? Let's say, let's say you're on 110th and Linux, whatever. You're probably gonna run into somebody that's trying to sell you their mixtape, right? And we're talking about like a relatively residential area. If you're, of course, if you're in Times Square, you're gonna see all the people selling there. If you're in downtown Brooklyn, of course, you're gonna see there. If you're in Bushwick, you're probably gonna see all these different events that you can go to, this, that, and the third. If you're in the Bronx, of course, if you go to certain areas. But basically what I'm saying is just in New York City alone, you're going to run into a lot of artists. So if you're a regular consumer, you're constantly being bombarded with buy my mixtape, buy my album, buy my music, buy my merchandise. So there's that in regards to just walking outside. Just not even counting scrolling through your Twitter, through your Instagram, your Facebook, your TikTok, if you have Snapchat still, WhatsApp, depending on how you use it. You're constantly being bombarded with these messages of, hey, I'm an artist, buy this. Hey, I'm a singer, buy this. Hey, let me get your attention. So the regular consumer has been consumed to sort of just ignore those messages because it's just like billboards. Like, who pay attention to billboards now? It's like you've seen it already. Like, you look at it, oh, cool, cell phone company, then you keep it going. It's going to have to take you to see that same ad in a magazine and on your Twitter and on your Instagram for you to go, oh, maybe I should give them a call if I want to buy their insurance. But guess what? All because you're aware of them doesn't mean you're ready to buy the insurance, because it may take you 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years before you go, okay, I'm ready to switch insurance, which means the money that's spent back then, they're finally going to get their ROI today, if that makes sense. So I say that in regards to this is you have to really be cognizant that if you're an artist that you are competing with for the attention of other artists. It's not like 97 anymore where like the only way you heard artists was on the radio. And if someone decided to sell you their mixtape, whether that was this is 97, so 98, 99, if someone passed you their mixtape, you're more than likely to take it because you're like, oh, you're the only artist I've seen all year. Now in 2021, your consumers are artists. Like I have been hired to work on projects for people who have regular jobs and they just want to put out a piece of art and then boom. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, but like now you're a consumer artist as well. So then there's that. And see, one of the biggest perceptions that I hear from people trying to make money in the music business is that they tend to only think of selling units and performance is the only way to make money. So glad you brought that up. Okay, so now we're gonna get into the gist of why I wanted to bring this up. So you may have, I'm actually gonna put myself, my apologies here. So you may have seen my old post. Let's see if I can find it. Give me a second here, guys. And I'm actually going to promote myself, believe it or not. Let's see. Give me a second. Let me pull this up. And if you're not following my blog on medium.com, you should definitely do it. Let's see if I can find it. Or actually, I guess I can just go to Music Business World, right? Let me do that. Let me do that. I think it was I think it was Universal Music Group Hotels. Yep, this is it. Okay. So remember I said I don't know what TJ, I don't know like what blog or live stream you saw, but I said many moons ago that whatever the majors are always going to try to catch up to the indies because the indies are the one that's pushing the market. Whenever the majors make a shift, if you're not with the top indies and you're not with the majors, you need to make the shift like immediately, or you need to try to get ahead of that curve so you can be with one of the indies. But here's the reason why I brought that up. So it came out last year that Universal Music Group, same company that owns a huge chunk of the market share, they're now building their own hotels. It shouldn't come off as alarm. Well, if you're not aware, and this may come off as alarming, but if you're not aware, you want to pay attention to this. So Universal Music Group, what they're doing, they're buying hotels, and they're turning them into venues. So this is how the business model is going to work, and it's actually pretty smart. So if I'm traveling to Jackson, Mississippi, right? Let's say I want to catch a Southern game, and one of the hotels that are available on Priceline.com is this hotel. I booked the hotel. I'm like, man, it's kind of pricey, but looks very nice, right? Oh, they got a venue. Let's book there. I can book there, and let's say unknowingly, I go see. Let's say it's Grambling versus Southern, right? Is Jackson in? Where's Southern University? I'm probably see Southern University. TJ, help me out. Where is it? Not as Baton Rouge. Where HBCU is in Jackson? See, Jackson, Mississippi, HBCU. Jackson State, sorry. Right? Yeah, Jackson State. So let's say Jackson State is competing against Grambling, right? Or Southern. And it's probably going to be a bowl game or whatever. So, or a classic. But let's say I book there, and then I go there. The facility's nice, it's clean, it's brand new, and then I find out that Kid Leroy, I doubt it, or one of their new artists is performing there. And the reason why I pay such a premium is because I am paying to go see this person live. So right after the game, I can go to the bar and go to the hotel and go back to my room, shower, grab a drink at the bar, and go see this artist for free and enjoy my experience. More than likely, I'm probably going to subscribe for membership there to these chain of hotels and do that again. Because it's like, if I'm in a new... Because think about it. And TJ, you can help me out here. How many times have you gone to a city? Let's say you decide to go to like a new city or whatever, and you're trying to find something to do, but you don't know. So even though you check online and you hear from a couple people, you don't really know, or nothing's really catching your eye. Because this happened with us, me and my wife. We went to Philly. We recently went to Philly, and there was a point where we just kind of walk around downtown. Imagine if the hotel, something like this, was like, oh, well, even if we don't catch anything in the city, I can just stay in a hotel and catch a show. That's the benefit of it. So you can already tell that these businesses, these labels are already thinking differently. It's the same thing with Kanye and his tech, right? I can actually disclose this, right? So Kanye West, what was his tech thing? What was the thing he had? The tech products, right? Look at Kanye. He's getting into tech. I don't know if you guys saw that thing. I forgot what it was called, but basically there was this like it's like a circle, and like as the song plays, you can quiet the beat and you can bring it back. You can quiet the vocals and bring it back, and you can do different things with the acoustics or whatever. That's just one piece of tech that he can sell. And as you know, for one of his hardcore fans, they will love something like this, right? It's kind of getting back into the whole, it's kind of getting back into like investing in like your merchandise. But if you're an artist, like he did here with this company, what was it called? Mascot Holdings. So let me slow down a little bit because I'm getting ahead of myself. But if you're an artist, and let's say for instance, you're really in the car culture, right? No one in the hood is really buying Volvos. Like no one wants to say they want a Volvo. People want to say they want a Mercedes. They want a Beamer. They want a Lexus, right? But imagine if you can go to Volvo and say, "Hey, look, listen. If we partner and do some sort of custom classic car or whatever, and have this sort of design, and you partner with someone like that to design something, and it's like, yo, it's only 200 models of this car, and it looks like something people actually want to pull up to in black neighborhoods." Which also, by the way, let me correct, hood is not synonymous with black neighborhoods, but just using it as a reference. But if you want to pull up, if you want to see more Volvos in urban areas, which this is a word we're not supposed to use anymore. Sorry, Marco. Then what would it take for you to partner with Volvo and get that done, and then use that to promote your album? It's kind of like what Beats by Dre did with the whole speaker system, right? Let's see, what was it? Was it Beats by Dre car speakers? What was it? No. They actually partnered with a car company. Was it just a product? I thought they had partnered with the let's see, Beats by Dre car. Let's see. I thought it was Lincoln, right? Was it? Okay, so some cars have the okay. Okay. But look at that. So even that's not what I want. So even if he's not selling any more copies of the Chronic, he has tangible products out there. So here's the thing. And this is Beats partnered with HP. Oh yeah, they did. I remember that. Yeah. Beats by Dre HP. CJ, we're showing our age right now, cause. But yes, let's see here. Yeah, the Beats edition, right? So the play here in regards to making money outside of music, it's like now it's now more important than ever to make money outside of just music. So if you're an artist, so here's the thing. So I got this pushback one time. It's not to call this artist out or anything like that, but I got a pushback from artists, and they were saying that they didn't understand why Room 380 was charging a premium to produce a single. And then I said, okay, well, this is in advance of the money you're going to make back from your royalties with your promo. And at the time, again, it's not to call her out, but I'm going to use it as an example. I said, you have 120,000 followers on Instagram, and I believe you have 114 on TikTok, right? She said yes. I said, okay. Do you feel this isn't loaded, so let's move on. I said, do you feel confident in promoting this single to your artist to be able to make that money back? And she said, yeah, but I don't know how. So this started a back and forth conversation where I had to stop it because it was no longer me trying to pitch producing her a single or see if I can partner with her to produce a single. It's now becoming consulting. And again, as I gave the context back, I'm not expecting every artist to have this mindset. But at some point, you as an artist, you do have to ask, how the hell am I going to make money from doing this? And if you're not asking yourself that question, then fam, how are you going to make a living? If you're not asking yourself that question, then how are you going to make a living? You get what I'm saying? So stuff like this is now the norm. And it's not just the major artists. Indie artists are doing this too. There's an artist I'm following on Instagram. He partnered with an art gallery. And he partnered with the art gallery. And what he did was, not only was he using an art gallery to promote his music, he partnered with those artists to create NFTs to house underneath his umbrella to sell the art. It's like, hey, I have these fans who are really into this. I have this music. Let's partner together, put it out there. And not only can you sell your actual pieces, you can sell the NFTs to the pieces. And it's gotten them some pretty good publicity. This is the mindset you're going to have if you're looking to advance in your career, because at some point you do. And this is something that I almost want to ask it almost in an at-holish way, which is, how are you going to make a living doing this if you're stuck at, I don't want to pay for promo, I don't want to pay for production, I don't want to pay for musicians, I don't want to pay for mixing, I don't want to pay for mastering, I don't want to pay to get a venue for a show. If you're not looking to invest anywhere, we're not talking about the ones who can't. We're not talking about the ones who are coming from situation where they literally don't have any money. And we can touch base on that in another live stream. But I'm talking about the ones who actually have, like, you actually have it. And there's a reason why you see all these memes. And it's not to call artists out necessarily, because it's your money. You do whatever you want with it. But at some point, you do have to ask the question of, if you're buying money to go to Dubai, Qatar, Atlantis, to go to Atlanta and spend a whole bunch of money and go to LA and go to all these festivals and stuff like that, which is totally fine. Live your life. But you can't complain if you're not willing to spend money on your business. Because whether you want to accept it or not, this is in 1997, you are now a business. That's why Wendy Day And I'm showing my resources here. If you watch any of her stuff, you know what she's telling artists? You are a business. Incorporate yourself. There's nothing wrong. If your name is Lil Sasha, whatever, you should have Lil Sasha LLC, or you should trademark it. There's a reason why she's saying that, because when labels sign you, they're trying to own as much intellectual property about you, because they're looking to make as much money as possible. Because if they're putting in 10 million, they want 20 million back minimum. They may want to break even. They may be okay with breaking even, but they really want to make double their money. Because if they make double their money, then you can keep it moving. Junie Ultra. I hope I got your name right. If not, my apologies. How am I going to make money, and how am I going to get fans are the two most important questions an artist has to answer. Absolutely. So let's actually dive into that. So how am I going to make money? Okay. So let's say you're an indie artist, and I'm not a financial advisor, but let's say this is what I would do if I had $5,000, right? Let's say that, right? So if I had $5,000, you can actually, okay. So here's what I would do. I'll go to printify.com. Let's see. Can you just, I don't want to sign in. Let's go to Printify. I'll go to printify.com, Junie. And what I would do is I would create a catalog of merchandise. You can do this for free. Once you set up your merchandise store, you can put it in your website, right? Your Squarespace website. Create Squarespace. You can actually integrate your store into your website. So now they have that, because you need your website, because you're gonna need that for SEO, right? So I'm gonna give you an example. So I just hired someone to do SEO for Hans Novi, and so now I have my Google panel. I gotta add an image here because I just got it done like Tuesday, and now all my stuff is up, right? So I have my articles when I was on New York Weekly, this, that, and the third, right? So you're gonna need it for SEO, right? So let's say that takes $250 out, right? This is free. It's gonna charge every time someone buys something. And then what I would do is I would take $2,000 of that $5,000 budget, and I would invest it in Instagram ads, and I would invest it in Facebook ads, and I will push everyone into my store, and I would just have content constantly pushing people to my store to buy my merchandise. Your music is a vehicle to promote. Your music isn't a stop point. So it's not. So that's why I keep saying that it's not 1997 anymore, because the old business model for labels at the time was, think about it. So we can do that. I think was it Memorex? I'm showing my age here, man. You have no idea. CD cases. So jewel cases. Say CDs and CD cases. The CDs and CD cases, right? This is just an extreme example. Okay, so if you buy these in bulk, right? So for 100 CDs, you can buy for the price of a CD at the time, right? So that was actually the price, which is funny. They're doing this on purpose. That's actually the price, right? I'm not gonna show them the old like stack machines I had in my dorm room burning CDs when I get into that. But this is how labels made money back in the day. So what you would do is if you bought the CD for $16, the labels actually started buying the CD manufacturing plants, and so you could print out these CDs, including the CD cases, for like, they got it down to like 90 cents, right? So let's take a look at that calculator, because I'm not doing Spotlight anymore, because last time it freaked out, and I'm not doing that. All right, so look at our handy dandy calculator, right? All right, so 90 cents. So let's say, for instance, someone sold a million copies, right? So $16.95 basic math, times a million. Right? That's 6 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bam. So you made, was that 16.95, basically 17 million, right? Okay, so we say 17 million, but let's say I had to print out a million, right? And of course, you know, this is base math. I could just move the decimal over, but I don't feel like doing that. Right, so that's 900,000. So 900,000 minus 17 million. 4, 5, 6. That means I made $16.1 million profit. So it was easy for everyone to get paid. What happened was, see, here's the thing. So there's an interview. There's an interview by will.i.am. I think I brought this up one time. Where he says the purpose of music and see, will.i.am. There we go. No, that's not what I wanted. See, music business. Okay, I'm not gonna play it because last time they gave me a copyright thing, and I'm not doing that. So here he broke down the game. All right, so Junie, get this. He says he said people think the music business is to sell the music. It actually isn't. Music is actually worthless, right? And of course, without context, you can hear that and go, oh, so I guess there's no money. It's like, no, this is what he's saying. He says the music started the music business by doing this. So labels back in the 70s, you would take this audio and you put it on vinyl, right? And then you would sell the vinyl. And then you sell the artwork, right? And everything else. The vinyl, because of that, you could sell the vinyl, you sell the t-shirt, but you also had to sell the phonogram, or let's say CDs, right? You had to sell CDs, the t-shirt, you had to sell the CD player, right? Which can also allow you to, well, you need a CD player in your car, so now you get a CD player in your car. Now you need a stereo system, so you get a stereo system in your car. You also need a stereo system at home to listen to that same CD. Also, you buying a shirt to go out to represent your favorite band, and you also want to see the live band perform, so you're probably going to do that. If the live band performs at a festival, you're probably going to buy a ticket there. So that music, that MP3 or that WAV file, allow a lot of different streams of income for that label. When you took away that CD, you took away those streams of income. So that's why now there's way more scams. There's way more people scratching for money because everyone thinks that the purpose is to sell the MP3. The MP3 is actually your promotional vehicle for your other stuff. Hence why if you go look at what Kanye's doing with his technology company, Donda, he's not thinking about the amount of streams he's getting from Donda. He's not thinking about the amount of streams he's getting from, the amount of money he's going to get from Donda. He's not thinking about that. He's thinking about the live shows. He's thinking about the clothes, the technology, what he can do with it. You know that more than likely, Donda, the music for Donda is probably going to be in film, commercials, like he's always done. He's not thinking about just selling the music. He's not even thinking about that. The reason why he invests so much money into the music is that he's trying to give it enough legs, enough sound quality, and create enough promotion to where he can use the music as a vehicle for other things. So to answer your first question, how to make money is that's how you're going to do it. It's no longer just, stream my stuff, pre-save my Spotify link. You actually have to go sell something now. So that's if you, again, look what Kanye's doing with technology. Look what Universal Music doing with these hotels. Look what Beats by Dre's doing with HP. Like, that's the whole purpose. It was I don't want to say we were lied to, even though we were. We were conditioned to think that all we had to do was sell that CD. But when you took away that CD, it was like, well, damn, how do I make money? So that's why live shows became an important thing. Because I felt the shift as an artist back in 2007, 8, and 9 is when, like, I handed someone a CD and they go, oh, damn, I don't have a CD player in my car anymore. You're just like, and I remember thinking, okay, I need to do something else. So I started doing t-shirts, live shows, or whatever else I could. I started doing like handcrafted art on like hats or whatever. But that's how you're going to make your money. Now, how you make your fans? It's pretty simple, actually. It's actually pretty simple. You got to have a connection with your fans of some sort. So, one way you can actually do that. So let's see here, right? So let's say, okay, so I commented on this. This is artist named Desta. He's from the DMV area, but he's also here in New York. And I said, that's why it's consistent. He's consistent this year. And he gave me the hand emoji, right? Let's say I'm an artist. Let's just say I'm an artist. There's a couple ways I can go about this, right? I can actually send him a DM and say, thanks for the, the love on the retweet, much love and whatever, right? I'm not gonna do that because I have his phone number, because I actually know Dessa. But also, I can do something else. I can go here into these to where it's these likes here. Hold on. All these people that liked it, I can click here and see everyone that liked it. So if I'm an artist, I can go to each one of these accounts and just say, hey, go into their DM, say, hey, thanks for the love, start a conversation. And from there, they're probably more than likely to listen to my music, because I'm no longer just this anonymous artist anymore. I'm an artist. I reached out to them, and they're probably gonna check out my music. And if they like it, let's say this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We don't count them because they're the page that tweeted it. So that's 6. 80-20 rules. Let's see. So that's 1/3. Okay, it's cool. So let's say maybe 2 people out of this 6 decide to follow and decide to become fans of my music. I'm good. All I got to do is consistently do that every day. So let's see our calculator, right? So if I get 2 fans out of 365, math, right? That's 730. That's possibly 730 new followers that I have. Out of those 730, let's say 80% of them decide to actually buy merchandise or whatever. So that's what, 20%. So it's times 0.020, right? I hope I did that right. 40. So yeah. So let's say 4. That's not right. Oh, I gotta move the decimal over. So we'll say 146 actually buy some merchandise, right? So 146, and let's say I'm selling $25 shirts. Well, damn, man, that's $3,000 I just got for the year. It's actually not bad. But let's say, for instance, they sell a shirt, they go to a live show, you add on that can easily hit 5 figures. It's simple stuff like that you can actually do now. The problem is just most of the artists I speak to or that I consult with, they just don't. And it's like, fam, you can do this. If I did it where I had to write down people's emails for email lists, you can do this. Oh, let's see. T Jizzle, placements is another part of the business that a lot of people are sleeping on. If you're talking about sync placements, yes, because I know that's what you specialize in. But if you're talking about like the placements on the album, everyone's trying to do that. We talking about sync placements, absolutely. Which is funny because is it still here? It's in my file. I have my my check from All Dev Digital for the music I was producing for their shows. It's actually right here. But yeah, I hope that answered your question, Junie. And if not, let me know in the comments. Black women. I'm not gonna get into that. That's a whole different thing. I can only save the world from so many points. Speaking of throwback, is the East Bay magazine. But yeah, placements. So going back here, like I wouldn't be surprised in regards to placement. I wouldn't be surprised if we hear Kanye's music in Dune, because it sounds like it would go with Dune. But if not, it can be in other films. Like you can just play just a part that doesn't have any drums, and he wins. The end. So start looking at your music as a promo vehicle. Don't look at it as, even if you're a producer, even like I'm kind of giving the game away here, but even with these beats, it's not the beats that I'm looking for you to buy, even though that'd be great. What I'm looking for is to put out content for you to check out what I'm doing. And then if you like what I'm doing, you'll reach out and say, hey, I want to hire you to produce my album. And I'm not even worried about if you bought this beat or not, because you're probably going to hire us for a project, and that's going to be way more than just 150. There, I had to get myself away. Placements get you revenue, more business, more fans. Absolutely. Lizzo, perfect example. What was that movie she was in? Lizzo, Netflix movie. What was the name of it? Someone, Someone Great. This is actually a pretty good movie. But hell, we'll break this down. Let's see. Yeah, I got time. So, okay, hold on, because I gotta get to my bag to explain this one. All right. I should have got some whiskey. So, do y'all know how Lizzo actually became big? So I'll break this down. So, Lizzo, y'all know she's from Minneapolis, right? Okay. So there's this I don't know what the hell that is. Well, she's originally from the D, also by A Leaf as well, which is funny because the A Leaf was a high school across the street from mine. Um, so she was signed. Let's see if I can find it. So Laser Break and Ryan Olsen. Yeah, Laser Break. Okay. So let's break this down. So Laser Break is a producer that was working with her for a very long time. And if you look at his trajectory of what he did, right? I think it was the other guy. I don't think it was Laser Break. Lizzo, what was your first label? Nice Life. I think this was it. Yes, there we go. Okay, Ricky Reed. There we go. I know it wasn't tripping. So Ricky Reed was the one I was working with her for a very long time. And if you look at Ricky Reed's catalog, you're gonna start seeing like he's worked with a lot of different people. Now look at the year. Right? 2012, 13, 14, 15, right? Look at all these people he's working with before he gets to Lizzo. Right? You get what I'm saying? So Good as Hell. So what year is this? 2016. So before he even produced anything for Lizzo, he's already produced for Robin Thicke, A Kind of Pop, Jason Derulo, 21 Pilots. Oh wow, he went way back. 20. Wow, look, he's already in with Pitbull and everything else, right? So he already has a pretty good network, right? Okay. So he was the founder of Ninth Life Recording Company. So now we go here and we see what they were doing, right? Okay, cool. Joint venture with Atlantic, and then he was approached by Craig Coleman in 2014. If you know anything about Craig Coleman, he's one of like the big dogs in the music industry. That's like Michael Kaiser. That's like what's my man name? APG. APG. Was it what's my man name? What's the guy's name? Y'all know who I'm talking about. Mike Caren, right? That's Mike Caren. Like he's way up there, right? So he already had the huge network. Now in his dealings, at some point he started getting into movies. Let's see if I can find this. And in case y'all want to know how I found this information, I had some black brew coffee, and if y'all know I'm hypersensitive to caffeine, I drank the whole thing because I was like, oh, it's my off day, let's celebrate. I don't know why I did that, but here we are. At some point starts getting into film. I'm trying to see if I can find that. No, let's see. Tour. I'm trying to find. So at some point he gets in a film, and then from there he gets involved with these two movie directors. And guess what movie they were working on? You guessed it. Someone Great. In fact, let's actually look that up. IMDb. Someone Great. Give me a second. Actually, I can tie this all together. And again, great movie. I liked it. Though I get the more like rom-coms. I don't know why. I don't know what that means. So see, all cast and crew. We're looking for directors. Okay, cool. There we go. Oh. What you doing? Give me a second here. What's it? Carol? No, because she's a first assistant. She wouldn't have that much pull. Maybe it's no. Maybe it is old girl up here at the top, Jennifer Caitlin Robinson. Give me a second here. And this is the rabbit holes my mind goes down. Like, sorry. Oh wait, she created and produced a TV show, Sweet Vicious. MTV Sweet Vicious. Hold on. Didn't we see something about Reed being on there? Ricky Reed. Hold on. MTV. See, 2011 appeared in MTV Awards. 2011. Yeah, I get to see how my mind actually works. Should I be doing when I got nothing else to do? When we on MTV? Sweet Vicious. What year? No, this is too recent. When did you get on? That wasn't it. Cause y'all met. Okay, so y'all met afterward. So that means you did something on your own. So that had nothing to do with wallpaper. Give me a second here, guys. When do you start messing with those directors? Hold on, let's see. Hold on, y'all. Lizzo. Let's go back to Lizzo. Claudia, Lizzo, A-Leaf, Southwest, A-Leaf, Texas, Maine. Minneapolis, Let Your Pop. See, the Chalice released their first album. Yeah, Chalice. Commercial breakthrough. Of course, right after she meets Ricky Reed, right? 2015. Spin. And also, she was, Prince did say she was dope, so let's see. MTV, yeah. C-Series Wonderland. One of the hosts, Atlanta Records, Lizzo, Barbershop. There we go. Barbershop, next cut. So she was already getting movie placements while listening to Ricky Reed, Christian Rich. There we go. So right there. So the point is, she ran into the right person at the right time. But as you can see, before even then, she already had a placement on a pretty big film. So to TJ's point, yeah, you need that revenue. And that revenue's probably helped her get in front of these people. One day, that's what I'm going to do. One day, I'm actually going to break down how some of these artists blew up. And I'm not in for the, what's the word? Like the gossip and everything else. But I do want to break down how some of these artists got to where they were. So you can understand, like, not necessarily what you're up against, but what you need to do to break. But I'll dive in. I'll tie this together one day. I promise. But anyway, that is all. That's all I have for today. Okay, I have talked your ear off. All right. Oh shit! Nice. More playbacks. But yeah. But that is it, people. That is it, beautiful people. Let me go ahead and wrap this up. But yeah, heads up, I'm not doing a live stream next Thursday. And the reason why I'm not doing a live stream next Thursday is because I'm going to be OT, out of town for those that don't know. I'm pretty sure your damns are being corny. But no live stream next Thursday, but I like this. I think I'm going to start doing this a bit more for those that are coming in. If you have any questions, let's actually do that, because I want you to get something out of it, especially since these live streams are getting longer and longer. They used to be 15 minutes, now they're an hour. But let's do that. Let me know in the comments what else you want to see. And again, much love to everybody, man. And yeah, have a great weekend. I'ma holla at y'all. Much love. Peace.